Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well today. So, this video isn't so much going to be about politics. It is going to be, I guess, something for you to look forward to in advance. It's going to basically be me mentioning that in approximately 3 weeks' time, maybe more like 2.5, I am going to be putting out a video. Because there was something I mentioned to one Paz49, and that is that effectively... Oh, I should turn the light off, shouldn't I? Yeah, that's much better. I honestly thought it was going to be too dark, but I digress. But there was one particular message from Paz49 when you put like those posts out there that basically said that people don't quit jobs, they quit bad managers. And I don't think any truer words could ring with that message, quite frankly. I'm sure everyone has had a point in their life, or maybe it's your only job, I don't know. But maybe there are people out there who you go and you fill out your CV, you send out your CV, whether it's you post it through people's letterboxes, whether it's you go to the job centre and then they put it out there for you, or whether or not you just roll into someone's shop and then be like, hey, I need a sausage roll. No, but jokes aside, there are times where people will end up going into wherever and getting themselves basically a CV to try and get themselves a job. Well, I've had quite a few jobs. I've had a job as a cleaner. I've had a job as a credit controller, where unfortunately I wasn't given credit because I couldn't keep it in control. I also served as administrator for a railway company. I've served as an administrator for a charity. I have served as an administrator for a property management firm. And I am currently working for a company that I'd rather keep quiet for the time being, as I don't want to give the lefties any ammunition to basically pick up the dog and bone and be like, hey, you've got a far-right racist over there at where you work, you should fire him. I mean, obviously, the fact of the matter is, as far as that job's concerned, is I'm actually permanent full-time contract. And every single time I have gone out of my way to say I do not support anything that basically would give them a valid reason to kick me out of the job, i.e. inciting terrorism, inciting violence, encouraging people to commit crime, etc., just to name a few. Though I will accept that I have had a bad habit of indecent exposure, and that's without even taking my fucking clothes off. Anyway, another joke aside, this next video that I'm going to be doing, well, sorry, not next video, the video I'm going to be doing in a 2.5 weeks' time is going to be about one of these such companies, because I want to share my story of what happened with the job I had before I even got into politics, before I even started my activism, and decided to risk almost certain humiliation just for your entertainment. Who said the kids love a giant space hopper? Shut up, you. Fucking hell. Anyway, the fact of the matter is, there is a company that I want to talk about at that particular point, but I can't do it right now, as I want to be absolutely sure that I'm no longer under an NDA before I do that. And I can't remember off the top of my head if it was May or if it was June that I needed to watch out for. But what I will guarantee is that the moment that NDA is gone, or the moment I feel I'm safe, I am coming out with all the information. Just like that. Because the truth is, there is a company that has discriminated against me, that has repeatedly taken the piss out of me, that has basically gone behind my back and tried to, well, no, they did break GDPR laws, or Data Protection Act at the time, because that's what it was. And effectively, they ended up being responsible for effectively causing me a great deal of stress and forcing me into depression. Because there's a lot of shit that I'm going to mention about this particular company that is not going to make them look too good. The only unfortunate thing was I only wish I had taken these motherfuckers to court, quite frankly. But then I'm not sure if I would have had the courage to do it back then, as obviously I hadn't really decided to get into like the whole political spectrum and all that. And I suspect I didn't have the pair of balls back then, whether up here or down there, or of course in my case both, to actually say, you know what, I'm not putting up with this. Though I did at least have the courage to stand up to them at what effectively will be the end of the story. But as said, I'll mention the whole thing in 2.5, 3 weeks' time. From the 1st to the 6th of July, you can expect a video to be coming out about me discussing the one job where I ended up getting abused in the last 18 months of my 4.5-year career with this company. This company that I will say this much about them from the get-go, just to make you understand what's going on here. And that is that their accounts payable team, they're no longer here in the UK. They fucked off over to India. Yeah. So yeah, you can probably imagine what that's going to do to this specific company that I'll be talking about in July. I'll tell you right now, there are some things that I have done which I also need to atone for, but I assure you, the vast majority of this shit all comes back to the company who discriminated against me. There are things that will be discussed in there that maybe some people think what you've done is wrong. And you know what? They'll be right. I wanted to do certain things in the job, and I wanted to be able to socialise with people. But you know what that's like for people with autism, considering socialism is not exactly one of our strongest skills, quite frankly. And what had happened, essentially, it shattered a great deal of my confidence to want to go up to women and speak with them. Because at the end of the day, I was worried I was going to get another situation like this one, where maybe I get in trouble for something that I have or haven't done. And I don't want that shit. But I've spoken enough about it. That will come along during the first week of July. Mark my words. All will be revealed about this company, the name of the company included. I will discuss in great detail everything that went on up there, and some of the red flags as well with that place. And I will showcase a very prime example of what happens when good managers leave the business and you get bad ones put in their place. Because as Paz has said, people don't leave good jobs. People don't leave bad jobs. They leave bad managers. That's what it comes down to. And you'll find out that these managers really were some of the worst.